Guys, I think we tend to think that when our product fails, is due to the thing that we needed to build more features, okay? We needed to build more stuff. And I think that it take us to the completely wrong direction. Because sometimes the product is too big and we don't even realize, okay? The minimum viable product is too broad and it's almost impossible to succeed if you are trying to do 1000 different things. So in this video, I want to guide you on how to identify if your product or if your minimum viable product is too big and how you can solve these issues. If it's the first time that you're watching my videos, my name is Justo. I'm in the process of creating 12 apps in 1 year or until one of the apps finally becomes successful. And I recently launched Kovo, an app that helps you create content that drives users to your application, to your software as a service. Now, something that, a complaint that I hear almost every single day is we are building forever and nothing ships. And this is everywhere online, okay? Teams start with a 3 month plan and somehow it stretches to 6 or 9 months because new features keep creeping in. And what happens is that founders confuse minimum viable product with version 1, okay? Every stakeholder adds a small suggestion, feature creep snowballs, the team loses focus on the core problem, and something that you will also hear is our social app tries to solve everything for everyone. We delayed launch for just one more feature every week, okay? Those are things that people say on Reddit. If you are going through this, I don't blame you because I started the same way. And I think that almost every single founder starts this way because our mind associates building more features with succeeding, okay? But it's completely wrong. Every extra feature increases test complexity, bugs, and maintenance cost, okay? The user experience gets confused, you launch late, literally after the market moves. So write down the one problem your minimum viable product exists to solve. If it doesn't directly prove that problem, cut it. If you cannot explain your minimum viable product, what it does in one sentence is probably too big. A common myth that you will hear a lot is that people think that a product needs to be perfect, okay? But instead, viable doesn't mean polished. It means valuable enough to prove user interest, okay? Too much polish before validation wastes time and money. So build just enough UI to confirm users can complete the essential task, no more, because the only thing that you are trying to do in a minimum viable product is seeing if your hypothesis, your solution is correct or incorrect for the problem that you are trying to solve. Everything else that is not related to the core solution is useless, at least on the MVP, okay? Now, I can understand this because I'm also a developer, but developers often build apps without validating the problem first, okay? Then months in, they realize the market doesn't even care, okay? The reality is that 90+% of MVP failures come from building code before understanding the problem, okay? So what you can do is non-tech validation first. A landing page with value promise, a button that says sign up for early access and talk to real users, okay? If people don't convert on a mocked up promise, the idea needs refinement before code. And then something that happens a lot, it also had happened to me, is that maybe you are not aligned, or if you have a team isn't aligned on the core solution, okay? So the lack of shared clarity multiplies confusion, slows engineering, and contributes to scope creep. So what you can do to fix it is start every minimum viable product with a short written product intent, okay? One sentence mission, 3 must have actions, or even one, and what it will not be included. Something that I do on almost every single app is that I write down the core value proposition and I put it on the wall. So every time I wake up, I see the value proposition, and I don't distract with other features or other things that don't contribute to the core solution, to the core value of the app. Now, another thing that you will hear a lot is that if you need more than 30 seconds to explain the product, it's not minimally enough, okay? It needs to be very simple to explain it. Okay, I can explain what a Kobo does in a couple of seconds, okay? Kobo helps you get users by creating content optimized. Is very simple and straightforward. The simpler the product is, the easier it is to market it, sell it, and get feedback. Another thing is that a too big minimum viable product delays feedback loops, and this is on the Lean Startup book. This is something very important. Big MVPs take longer to release, users ignore unfinished products, you don't get valid signals, okay, and you waste another iteration cycle. So basically what you need to do here is create like a small iterations cycles, because let's say you have an app with 10 screens and another app with 3 screens. Which app do you think it will be faster to validate? Obviously the one with 3 screens, okay, and the iteration cycle can be much faster. Finally, the thing is that minimum viable products always change, okay, but big ones cost way more to change. Big minimum viable products built on assumptions will require costly rewrites, and code you write today might not serve the future version in 3 or 6 months. So plan for simple rewrites and focus less on architecture, elegance before validation, and more on clarity of value, okay? Focus on marketing. If you do, these simple steps, you will create far better products than now, okay? Define the one core value proposition, okay? One core user action. What is the one thing a user must do to near instantly prove they want this? Explicit feature radical code list, okay? Before writing code, list every idea, circle only the features that directly prove value, cannot be validated without them, and cross off the rest. And build non-tech minimum viable products. Literally, you don't even need code to validate. A sign-up page, manual workflows, customer interviews, prototypes, or mock-ups. Now we got very used to the artificial intelligence, but if you take a look at the first startups, okay, or startups from the 80s or 90s, founders validated products literally manually. So don't overcomplicate this stuff. I hope this video helped you. If this helped you, you will also help me a lot if you subscribe to the channel, you hit the like button, because in that way we can keep growing and we can keep reaching new people. By the way, if you want me to help you build a minimum viable product one-on-one, you can book a call with me. I will leave you the links on the comment section. Thank you very much for watching, for supporting the content, and I hope to see you on the next video.